Time, the art and the science behind it all. This may differ for most, and we all have our own interpretations. But as for me, I will do this in a three-part series in one. But when we refer to time, we often refer to a clock. We often refer to those things that are precious based on leverage and or lack thereof, based on whether the sun rises or not. But that's not what I'm referring to. This three-part series that I'm referring to is God, money, and your significant other, which is a woman. All three demand time, but only one truly understands what time really is. Let's go to work. Not properly prioritizing this order will cause man to potentially lose all three: God, money, and a significant other or a woman. But ironically, we've done time wrong. We see time wrong. We understand time wrong. And we tell time the way that we've been conditioned and programmed to tell it. But we don't allow time to tell itself back to us. And that's why we lose so much time. See, God sets the tone of your time. But the other two can never hear it. Money provides self-security, but only one of them can see it. The right one will understand it all and create space for more God. You can read between the lines. But if not, you, me, or anybody else, or those of the past will lose two, and both will cost us significantly. This is what I call shadow talk. I will come back and do a video on what I mean by shadow talk, probably later this week. But nonetheless, we must see this backwards. Before we ever lose track of ever seeing it again at all. If not, we will remain out of order. Follow the thumbnail. Time is more than any clock could ever tell. But it's all about prioritizing your numbers. See it for what it is. In other words, if you would learn, we would learn to get to God first, everything else will follow. If you do it out of order, everything else will leave. See, real eyes, real lies. Real lies. I didn't come up with that, so I'm not a spiritual thief. I won't take it from the original creator. I heard it years ago and decided to put it in this message. I don't own it. I don't coin the phrase because it's not mine. That's what honesty is in a man. But real eyes, real lies, real lies. And the lies have been told that we see time backwards. And that's now why we do things backwards. And that's also why we get backward results. Food for thought. When you have nothing else to do, pay attention to one thing that you do often. And that is, even the toilet, once it's flushed, flows clockwise. Go against the BS, and you'll begin to see time clearly. Where your energy lies, so shall you. Man must be conquered. Spiritual poetry. Let it sink in. We waste time trying to understand the art and the science behind it all. But the true art and science behind time is to see the end before you begin. Now that's telling time. Everything else is a lie. Time, the art and the science behind it all. Spiritual poetry.